Hello, good evening, my dear YouTube viewers. Today we will focus our light about the another professor, that is another reformist. The name is Ram Manohar Lohia, about the caste. According to him, caste system is directly related to decision division of labor. That is, example, centralized power maximum on landlords. That too only applicable for the Kshatriya community. The priestly caste, Brahmins, assist to the Kshatriyas group. Vaisyas are taking care of pastoralism. Pastoralism means rearing the cattle, agriculture, and business activity. And the remaining group is acted as the artisans. Any caste is developed depending upon the craft development. Craft means skill based development. Except Brahmins, the Kshatriyas and Vaisyas followed their occupations. The artisans or Sudra caste are getting knowledge on another caste. That's why the collective craft groups are formed, new groups are formed. Next, endogamy is the second characteristic feature of caste system. Some of the Gotra people claim that they belong to the common ancestors, that is, common blood they had. That is, and they want to claim the particular individual as their ancestor. What the individual is ancestor is having the Gotra, we want to continue as it stands. That's why they do not want to marry each other, that is from the same Gotra people. By this, it can say same caste consists of number of Gotras. In case if they want to marry in the same caste, that is endogamy is practiced. But with reference to the Gotras, they should not marry within the same Gotra, outside the Gotra, that is exogamy. So for marriage purpose, caste unity purpose, exogamy and endogamy is practiced. So particularly marriage, on the broader circle endogamy, in the inner circle exogamy, one should practice it. Quoting the Marx ideas, the Lohia is telling like this, that division of labor is useful for the interaction and interrelationship among the labor. This exchange relationship is not only confined to an individual level and also extended to the group. Group may be the rural group or the tribal group. Hence, production demands more number of labor. That's why whole family should involve in that activity, group activity. Lohia believes caste system is restricted to Sudra group only or Varna, but leaders of the society wants to protect, to continue and strengthen their Varna system. Here it is Sudra group, and is particularly they used the caste word, whereas the leaders, society leaders, they will think about the Varna system. The leaders are not interested to think and protect the values of lower Varnas or the lower caste. Example, in case if lower Varna people wants to acquire the higher Varna status by imitating the rituals, they further facilitates the dysfunction of the society. Moreover, opposed by the elite group. In case if the lower caste or the lower Varna people wants to imitate the higher Varna, so imbalances had been taken place, dysfunction had been taken place, people get to be confused. That's why elite group people are opposing this phenomenon. It was observed by the Sharma. Dysfunction and annihilation of caste. Annihilation means destroy. Lohia said caste system actions is the major spiritual and non-material barrier. So which is caste system is non-material, which we cannot see, which consists the rituals and the spiritual information. So it become the obstacle or the barrier not to develop the India. He pointed out women, Harijans, Sudras, minorities like Muslims, Christians and Anglo-Christians, Adimavasis are 84% of the total population. They contributed. Even though they may attain good positions at politics, army, trade and other jobs at government sector, still they are facing the dismal. Dismal is equal to discomfort, facing the problems. And unless if you correct the caste system, this imbalances never be washed away. So it is the duty of the society or the leaders to correct it. He suggested that 60% backward class people should lead the public life. But this type of change will affect the legal measures. The lower strata people imitate elite group. Backward caste people refrain from the vices of the twice born caste. Vices means bad characters. Refrain from their vices in order to attain the twice born caste. 2/3 of the BCs people in India. So they are in need to get the attention to the parliamentary attention. Focus their attention in order to get the parliamentary consideration. So the leaders create their ranks by themselves and their voice and actions infuse and inspire the rate of satisfaction, self-respect, features, fearlessness among them. These features are important to uplift the backward group. To mobilize the futures, some activities or events are required among public. Example, participation in drama, cultural activities, exchange, diffusion and convinced way of literature. By that all are equal. He said it is not possible to bring the changes in the feudal system and capitalistic inequalities. But there is a chance. Through class struggle, we can bring the changes in the capitalistic system, but caste struggle may be useful to form the casteless society. So finally it can say one must strive for destroying caste and class only through the non-violence and peaceful propaganda and organized struggle. Next, Lohia's End Caste Conference. So they conducted one conference in the 1961 mid-March to the April 1st week. So here it is. Subject is annihilation of the caste system. For this, what they suggested, mixed dinner is good. Intercaste marriages has been taken. It should be take place. Dvija and non-Dvija, that is those who are performing the Upanayana and those people who do not perform the Upanayana. So if they will marry, the equality may come. That is their notion only. A person occupational title never indicates their caste. In case, at present scenario, if the particular hotel is there or particular shop is there, which is run by the non-weavers community. Generally, weavers should open the shop, cloth related. But sometimes, out of passion or the interest or the benefits, non-weavers communities is also running the non-weavers community is also running the shops. Depressed classes, minorities, Muslims, Christians, Harijans, tribe, women and BC caste people should have the 60% reservations. Already the people are enjoying. Religion, social, economic program arranged to eradicate the caste system. Through these ways, methods, we can bring certain degree of reforms, some changes. Landless labor got an opportunity to get the land. That is through the sealing activity. That is the land sealing activity through the rules and regulations. That is legal norms. And also they arranged the housing facilities too. Those who will come to who will accept the changes, for them they are providing this. And religion will also have to be cleared of its rubbish out about the caste. So Lohia was quoted like this. So one of my friend is also belongs to the Muslim category, last category. She married the Kapu boy. So our university people has given the job for that girl. So here it is, those who will follow the religion intercaste marriages in earlier days, not nowadays. So the government has given the facility to provide the jobs also. Not only the housing, jobs also they provided it. Once again, we will recap the information. Ram Manohar Lohia ideas about the caste. Caste system is directly related to the division of labor. The centralized power maximum related to the concentrated on with the landlord. That too only applicable with the Kshatriya community. Even the priestly caste Brahmins are also assisting to the Kshatriyas, whereas Vaisyas are taking care of the pastoralism, that is the rearing the cattle, and agriculture and business community too. And the remaining group is acted as the artisan. Other than this type of activities, other people are come to the artisan, skill-based activities, maybe barbers, washermen, goldsmith, blacksmith, something like this. Any caste is developed depending upon the craft development. Craft is equal to individual skill development. People will form the one unit or the one caste, one category. Except Brahmins, the Kshatriya and Vaisya are following their occupations. Artisans or Sudras caste are getting knowledge on another caste. That's why collective craft groups are formed. When the other group, other than the Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaisya, the Sudra people are getting so much knowledge, they want to not only imitate and they formed the new group, new caste also, subcaste. Next, endogamy is the second characteristic feature of the caste system. Some of the Gotra people, same number of Gotra people claimed that they belong to a single common ancestor because their blood is one and same. They had the common ancestor. That's why they do not want to marry within the same Gotra, boy or the girl. By this it can say the caste consists the single caste consists the number of Gotras. Generally, we came to know in Brahmin community there are the 7 Gotras. Each Gotra connected with the Rishis or the Munis or seers. So Bharadwaja, Kashyapa, something like that. So the people who belong to the Bharadwaja, they are having the same common blood. That's why they do not, two boy and girl who belongs to the Bharadwaja Gotra, they should not marry. But they should marry within the caste. If you were the Brahmin people, you can easily understand. For non-Brahmin sake, I explained. In case if they want to marry in the same caste, that is endogamy, but go for the outside Gotra for the exogamy. So for the marriage system, endogamy is practicing on a wider choice, and inner choice or inner circle are the core point. Exogamy is highlighted. That is outside Gotra they should marry. So according to Marx's ideas, the Lohia has written like this. This division of labor is useful for the interaction and develop the interrelationship among the labor. This exchange relationship is not only confined to any individual level and also extended to the group level. Group may be the village group or the suburban group or even the tribal group too. Hence, the production demands more number of people. That's why whole family should involve in that team activity. Lohia believes caste system is restricted to the only for the Sudra group. But the leaders of the society wants to protect the caste or the Varna only for them. For if it is for the Sudra caste or the Sudra Varna, they will be open, they were ignored, neglected. But for the Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaisya, if they will go outside their Gotra, outside their caste, they want to penalize. So they want to protect only the higher caste people, but they do not want to protect the lower caste people. The leaders are not interested to think and protect the value of the lower caste or lower Varna people. Example, in case if lower Varna people wants to acquire the higher Varna status by imitation of the rituals, that is with the help of the mechanism, that is Mr. M.N. Srinivas was observed the Sanskritization that further facilitates the dysfunction of the society. Why? Because only the ritual based, systematic ritual based things only understood by the Brahmin people properly compared with the Dhobi people or the Barbar people. At that time the problems had been taken place, the society is not working properly. Moreover, opposed by the allied group. That's why the higher caste people do not want to allow them, even though they will practice more or less same the rituals by the Sudra community, but they do not want to accept it. So after some time, the people who imitated, again they came back to the original caste. That's why what we call it as moving low to high is, lower caste to the higher caste is Sanskritization. Again coming back, higher caste to the lower caste is nothing, come to the normal caste is the desanskritization. Dysfunction and annihilation of caste. Annihilation means destroy. Lohiya said caste system actions as the major spiritual or non-material barriers, which is not to that's why it is not allowing to develop the India. So caste is an invisible and belief system we cannot destroy, so it become the major obstacle not to allow the developmental activities in the India. He pointed out women, Harijans, Sudras, minorities like Muslims, Christians and Anglo-Christians, Adimavasis are contributed 85% of the total population. Even though they may attain good positions at politics, army, trade and other jobs at the government sector, still they are at dismal, facing the discomforts. Unless if you correct the caste system, this imbalances never takes place, never goes away, never washed away also. He suggested that 60% BC people, backward caste people should lead the public life, even though, but this type of change will affect the legal measures. So because of the changes, legal measures should undergo the number of changes also. That's why it is also affecting. The lower strata people imitate the elite group. Backward caste people refrain from the vices and adopt the twice born caste. They do not want to practice the vices, means bad habits, and they want to allow the good habits which it was embedded with the associated with the twice born caste. 2/3 are BC people in India. So such type of people, they want to stride it. So they are in need to get the attention of the parliamentarians. These leaders create the ranks by themselves, and their voice and actions infuse and inspire the rate of satisfaction, self-respect and fearlessness among them. These features are important to uplift the BC group, that is backward caste group. To mobilize these features, some events are required among the public. Example, participation in dramas, cultural interactions, exchange of views, diffusion and convinced way of literature. All these concepts are useful to bring the changes in the thoughts of the lower caste people and also stimulate the higher caste. He said it is not possible to bring the changes in the feudal system and capitalistic system in case if it is feudal system. But there is a chance through class struggle we can bring the changes capitalistic system. So if you provide the jobs, automatically many people will acquire to join in the income generating activities. So automatically class struggle will be minimized. Inequality with reference to the economic status will be come to the equality. Whereas in case of caste struggle, it may be useful to form the casteless society. Common dining, intercaste marriages, it will minimize the inequalities with the cultural activities, that is the caste system. Finally, it can say one must strive for destroying caste and class only through the non-violence, peaceful propaganda and organized struggle. Next, finally the Lohiya wants to arrange the conference, that is the end for the caste system. In Patna, he arranged one seminar, that is the conference in 1961, March 2nd week to the April 1st week. The annihilation of caste system. How? Through the mixed dinner, marriage between the Dvijas and non-Dvijas, that is intercaste, higher caste to the lower caste people, we can marry, they can marry. In case if a person occupation title never indicates their caste, in earlier days particular person belongs to the weaver caste, she is the only responsible person to create, to manufacture the clothes. But nowadays even the non-weavers communities also performing the or open the shops, textile shops like that. And also depressed classes, minorities, Muslims, Christians, Harijans, tribes, women, backward classes should occupy the should enjoy the 60% reservation. He said once upon a time. Now not 60%, maximum they are also now enjoying. Even religious, social, economic programs are also helpful to eradicate or minimize the or bring back to the reforms in the caste system. Landless laborers got an opportunity to get the land by the division of labor, by the redivision of the land. How? Through the legal norms, that is the phenomenon, that is the land ceiling phenomenon. The surplus land, those who are having particular the landlord, it should be given to the landless, that is the agricultural laborers, or for the marginal farmers. Along with that, they are also providing the housing facilities. Further, religion will also have the to be cleared of its rubbish about the caste. So his idea is, Logia idea is, eradicate means simply forget about the caste system. So by this, today's lecture is completed. The main point of this subject is Brahmins are assisting to the Kshatriyas in their activities. Next, here it is, marriage system is people should marry within their own caste, that is endogamy. Exogamy means within their same gotra they should not marry, outside gotra they should marry, because some people claimed they particular example Brahmins, they are having the 7 gotras, particularly those gotra people are the ancient people, they were nothing but the rishis or the muni or the seeds. So we belong to that. Where if the same gotra we are having, they should not marry each other. Why? Because it may close to the as the blood relation, brother sister relationship. And also they want to see the, in case if there is any Sanskritization had been taken place, Sanskritization means moving the lower caste people to the higher caste, the society will be dysfunction. So that's why elite group people are not accepting. And also majority of the people, minority of the people are the oppressed classes, even though they had the reservation seats, whatever it may, the benefits with the help of constitution, still they are facing the dismal, that is the dismal, that is nothing but the discomfort. Next, here they want to say the capitalistic and the caste system changes. Capitalistic changes is nothing but the rich and the poor. We can bring this inequality by providing the jobs. This economic inequality come to the normalcy or more or less minimize the equality. They will come down to the equality. At the caste differences also there, higher and the lower. How? When we will go for the organized struggle for the caste through the dining and intercaste marriages, caste-less society, we can frame it. That's why, what are the important areas? Government should take care not only for the casteless society and also the, here it is capitalistic society nature, casteless society, these are very important. In capitalistic differences are there, caste differences are there. Caste differences is through the intercaste, capitalistic differences is by providing the employment. So employment as well as the intercaste marriages may bring the changes in order to bring the particularly inequalities to the equality. This is the idea or the central core point of Mr. Lohia. By this, today's lecture is completed. Hope you can understand the subject matter. So tomorrow, how the census will, in the census, the role of caste, how the census used the caste system for its purpose. Tomorrow we will discuss. This is Bindu taking leave from the YouTube platform. Good day and good night. If possible, please do subscribe.